Apostrophe D. Does it mean had or would? Confusion? Well, in this class, we are going to learn very clearly, does this apostrophe mean had or would? And when can I use had and when can I use would? So let me explain you with an example in a very easy manner so that you can use the right word or mean the right word based on the context. Here, the example is very simple. Probably it would be very easy to understand. I go. Now, confused? Does it mean I had or does it mean I would? Same here. We D. Does it mean we had or does it mean we would? Here, the example is in this picture, you say this person or this man, he wants to eat lots and lots of burgers. He loves burger a lot. So he says, I eat a million burgers. So after eating the very next day, he had a funeral. He passed away. And there at the funeral, a person says, he eaten 70 burgers before he died. Right? So are you confused? What does it mean? Whether it means had or would or either? I understand. Here, it can be a little difficult to understand whether it is had, should I be used had or would, but not anymore. I'll explain you a very easy way. If the verb, the next verb, if it is in V1, verb in the first form, or if it is in the bare infinitive, you need to use would. You must use would if the next verb is in the very first form or a bare infinitive, like this. I would eat a million burgers. Whereas in this sentence here, you can see the next verb in the third form of the verb, V3, or in the past participle. So when the verb is in past participle, you must use had. This is the rule. So the sentence goes like this. He had eaten lots of burgers before he died. Is it easy? So let me check whether you have understood this chapter well. I'm going to give you a small test, around 10 examples, wherein you just need to write down what does it ID or ED means, whether it is had or D, whether the apostrophe D means had or would. So now take a piece of paper, write down the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You just need to write the answer, whether it's had or would. So are you ready for the test? The very first question here is ID totally listen to podcast all day if I could. So write the answer, right? One, whether it is had ID, does it mean had or would? Do not write the full question, just write the answer. End of this test, your answer will be displayed and you can check your scores. The second question is, we were talking and I realized ID already met him before. The third question, ID love to meet your mom. Write the answer, just write the answer, write the question number 1, 2, 3 as you did before, and just fill in the blank, write down whether it had or would. Don't write the entire question, it consumes time. The next one here, ID rather you didn't talk about my mom. Are you ready? The fifth question, ID never in a million years didn't talk about your mom. I hope you are writing the answers only. You D better stop talking about my mom. Clear? The seventh one, we D better go. Eighth one, he D never ever mentioned his mom. Ninth one, I'd live if I were you. I hope you written the answer. The 10th one, the last one, I'd read it on holiday. So when I say I read it on a holiday, here the verb is read. So this verb, we cannot make out whether it is V1 or V2 or V3. Because the spelling is same, probably the pronunciation can be different, like read, read, read. But there are certain irregular verbs like put, cut, cut, cut. You will not be able to identify whether what tense is it. But it depends upon the context. Now, here in this example, it can mean like either I it can mean had or it can also mean would because it depends on the context of the sentence here. I would read it on holiday, right? So probably it might be a bit confusing, but in this case, as it being irregular verbs, it depends upon the context. So now check your answers. I hope you have written the answers from 1 to 9. Would you like to know the score? So mention your score in the comment box. In the meantime, let me share your answers and check what your how much you have got correct. How many answers are correct here? So 1 to 9. Here are your answers. I hope this lesson was easy to understand and you got very good scores. If you find this video useful, do share with your friends and relatives. And all the new viewers, do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the notification button. You'll be notified once I post any videos. So until then, it's your Anurashri, your corporate communication coach. Signing off. Thank you. God bless you.